In this tutorial, we're going to talk about several tools. One of the tools is the red eye tool, which is right under the healing brush tool. So if I click and hold the healing brush tool, it will take me to the red eye tool right over here. Now, what I need to specify is the pupil size and the darken amount. I think these values work fine for this example because I don't want to make it too dark, and 50% for the pupil size works here. It depends on the size of the image, the size of the eyes in that case, and so forth. So let me zoom in and just hover in the center and then click once and the red eye disappears. So it's quite easy, just by a click of a button, you have the red eye replaced by a natural look. The next tool we're going to talk about is the brush tool that we get to by clicking the letter B. And the brush tool has several options that we can change and manipulate, but for this tutorial I'm only going to talk about the size, the hardness, and the type of brush. So the size we can change by sliding this slider or just by clicking on the right bracket on our keyboard. It increases the brush size, and clicking on the left bracket will reduce the size of our brush. With regards to hardness that you see right here, you can either specify your hardness by using the slider or choosing either a hard brush or a soft brush. Now notice that a soft brush has, this blurry edge or this feathered edge, while the hard brush has, a hard edge. I can choose that brush, and when I click on it, the hardness goes up to 100%, and if I choose a soft brush, the hardness goes down to 0. So how is this? How does this work? Let me go on my image and just draw this orange color randomly. This is using a soft brush. Okay, so you see the blurry edges, the feathered edges, the edges that dissolve into the image. And now let me use a hard brush instead and show you the difference. So this is a hard brush and it gives me exactly, a very sharp, hard result. So it depends on what you want to do. I'm clicking Command Z and to go back one step. If I want to go back several steps in Photoshop, the shortcut to doing that is not continuously clicking Command Z like other software. To go back one step, we do Command Z, and then to go back more than one step, we have to hold down the Alt key in addition to the Command key, and then click Z. Okay, so Command Alt Z to go back several steps backwards. Alright, now we can do other things with the brushes. Notice that here there are many nice options. So let's say in some design we need some effect. Let me increase the size of the brush. Some jaggedy effect, all sorts of nice things that we can apply. Maybe we want to apply something like a maple leaf or something like that. I'm just drawing randomly on the image. So these brushes are really powerful, you can go ahead and play with them and see what you like and what works. And obviously remember that we can't use these patterned brushes all the time, but in certain cases, instead of drawing a maple leaf, we might as well use the brush. So you can go ahead and play with these and see what they do. So it's really a powerful tool, and the tool we will use very, very much. Oops, I'm going back. Okay, next tool I'm going to cover is the clone stamp tool, but I'm going to use this tool on a different image, which I have right here. And the way to use this tool is just to hover over an area and then click once holding down the Alt key and then coloring that area, if you will, somewhere else. So let's say for the purpose of this exercise we wish to duplicate this cloud, for example. I will hover over this section of the cloud and then hold down the Alt key and then click once. What the clone stamp did is it copied everything as of this point. Okay, so now if I go elsewhere, like for example right here, and I click and start to color like that, I have my cloud duplicated. This is not bad, but I don't recommend doing this because I always recommend creating a new layer so that we don't ruin our existing image. So let me go back and create a new layer and now paste my cloud. Okay. Now, if I keep continuing, you will see that this part is a bit too much. Perhaps I used the tool a bit too much. To correct my mistake, what can I do? I can use the eraser tool. So let me go to the eraser tool right here, select that, and then make sure I have, the right size of brush. This is too much. If I use it, it's going to erase a big part of my cloud. So let me use a smaller brush by clicking on the left bracket on my keyboard. Okay, this is good. And then just hover over, make sure you're on the right layer, and then hover over that extra section that got pasted, and then erase that. So fix your mistake by using the brush tool. Okay, so we covered the red eye tool, the brush tool, the clone stamp tool, and then the eraser tool in this tutorial.